Hello, this is University of Coding and welcome to a tutorial on C++ and how to set up your development environment on Windows. Alright, there's two options. The first part of the video is about using MinGW and Notepad++. It's a more of a manual way and it's more compatible with the Linux way in which I will give all the tutorials. I will give all the tutorials in Linux, but because it's very similar, it should be more or less the same. The second part of the tutorial will be on Visual Studio and the differences with MinGW. First of all, what we're going to want to do is install a text editor. If you already have a text editor, or well, not an actual text editor, but one for coding. So I'm just gonna do Notepad++, and we're not gonna actually install it right now. Well, I'm not gonna install it, but you of course should. Notepad++ is simple. It's really, well, yeah. What to say about it? It's a simple editor. You can also use regular Notepad, but this offers syntax highlighting and stuff, and general stuff you want for coding. So I recommend you to download this. You can of course use anything you want. You can use a PHP designer for, as long as it doesn't matter what you use, as long as it edits text in a normal form, so you can write to any file with it, and you don't have any clutter like Microsoft Word or something. So yeah, I recommend this one. You can just take the installer, and that should go right ahead and install it, and then you should get something like this. You should get something like this. Alright, now that we've installed Notepad++, we're ready to install the compiler. The compiler is really one of the most important parts of everything, because without a compiler you can't actually make the computer execute your program. This is all because it's C++. There are languages which can be read by the computer, but this is done using an interpreter. I won't go into interpreters right now. We're here to set up the development environment for C++, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And you want to go to Downloads and just get the latest setup, latest version. This is one of those online installers, so you can select everything you need on the go, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you can okay, all right. You can just pick any installation directory you like. If you want it somewhere else, it's okay. Well, yeah, we can just leave all these settings as it is. Alright, now it will download the packages. Now we can continue and just install the C++ compiler, mark for installation, and basic install, mark for installation. We don't actually need the rest, I believe. This is for the Objective-C compiler, so we don't need that. All packages, well, we just need the basic setup, and we just want to be able to compile C++. So, alright, now we can apply the changes. We can apply, you will see all the packages which will be installed. Apply it, and it will download the correct packages, and it will install them. Alright, as you can see, the changes were applied successfully, so we now can actually use the MinGW base and stuff, all the packages. Now you want to close the installation manager, and you're just going to want to go to your C, and it should be here, MinGW. Now you have a binary folder in here, which will contain a lot of executables. It will contain some basic stuff you usually use on Linux for compiling C++. Now, what you're gonna want to do is copy this one and go find environmental variables. Is this link, edit the system environment variables. Now you can click this, environment variables. You go to the path. If it doesn't exist, you can create it as a new one, or you can go to the path here. Either case, it doesn't matter. If you go to the path here, it will be in place for all users. If you go to this path, it will only be in place for you. Now you can edit the path. You append a semicolon and you paste the path. You press OK, OK, and OK because you're done. Now, another neat trick you need if you're going to use MinGW for that, you're gonna want to know that you can press the Shift key and hold it and press the right mouse button. Now you get to open a command window here. Flag. Well, not flag, button. This will open a command window in the folder where you're currently in. So now you can actually execute. You should be able to execute your MinGW new commands. So why don't we go ahead and try it? Just type C++ -v, and you should be able to see this. And this is everything C++ currently has built in. And if you don't see this, if you see something like it's not recognized as an internal or external command, you either haven't set up your path properly or your MinGW isn't set up properly. You can try to close down the command prompt and try again, or you should probably check if your path was installed correctly. If you can't work it out, just add a comment below, and I will try to help you. Just specify what system you're on, what you did exactly, what you exactly did, and where it went wrong. You think it went wrong at least. Alright, so now we can actually use that, and it should be alright like this. Now we can actually create programs and do anything we want. Alright, if you're watching this part, it means you have chosen the Visual Studio compiler. Well, Visual Studio, not only the compiler, but also the Visual Studio development environment. I personally think the Visual Studio development environment is very cool. It works well. I don't use it that often, but if I do, it reminds me why I should use it more often. But I usually work on Linux, so that's why I don't use it that often. If you're a student, you can get it for free, or a faculty member, or I don't know exactly what the terms are, but you can go to dreamspark.com. And you can check out the terms for students, academic institutions. Well, I guess it's only for students and academic institutions. But if you're either, you can just go there and you can get Visual Studio. You can download the products. And if you look here, you can just Visual Studio Express for Windows. You're going to want to do for Windows, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what you should get, but I have the professional version. I believe I have the I have this version, Professional 2013 with update 4. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start it, Visual Studio. I'm not gonna install it because you just download it and it should work fine. So you're just gonna run it. You're gonna see a screen like this, and you're gonna have to create a project. So if you want to catch on with my other tutorials, with my further tutorials, you're going to want to go to templates and Visual C++, and we're gonna create a lot of console applications. We're especially in the beginning, we're gonna just create console applications. So you just type in a name. You just type in, for instance, tutorial 1 A or something. I don't know, tutorial 1, doesn't matter. Okay, you just finish this, and it should generate it for you. Alright, so you're gonna see some differences with respect to the normal tutorials, and that's because it's a Windows generated one, but it shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. This will accept normal C++, the kind you make in the tutorials. Fine. This is just pre-generated gibberish. You could probably delete this. This, however, you should keep it. You well, if you remove this for now, unless you know what you're doing, if you remove this now, you will break it. So just leave that there. It won't hurt anything. It just there. And you just follow the rest of the tutorials and type it here, for instance, and do stuff there. And yeah, that should work if you did a tutorial there. One thing, if you want to run it now, you just press the play button, the big play button, local Windows debugger. It's not gonna work right now because it doesn't have a startup function. But if I type like this, you're gonna get to this. But you should it should run fine. And we're gonna get to what all of this does, so it doesn't matter. The brackets don't matter either. It's a compiler and it's a development environment, and everything's a bit different, but you can just execute the same code. So if we do this, everything will work fine. See, it flashed and it's gone. That's one issue with Windows though, and you got to know what you're doing then. As soon as we got past the initial tutorial, you can just do this trick. It's not really a trick. You include IOStream. You initialize like you would usually do, namespace std, and you just do this. Well, it's not really int stop or anything. Doesn't matter. You just put it in stop and boom. Now it will wait for input and it won't flash by as hard. So now it waits until you press enter until it closes down. Actually do something and press enter then. So you can just use that at the end of your program to do what everything else does with tutorials. So, but the advantage of this is you actually have syntax. Well, not only syntax highlighting, but also syntax. It will immediately sort of compile it. It will immediately try it. So if I remove this, it will underscore what it thinks is wrong. Like it doesn't expect that. And it can really help you out in the beginning. So I advise you to think about this. This is a good option, but just so you know what the differences are. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and leave a comment if you didn't understand something. Also be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe if you want to be updated on more videos. Bye!